Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, that is big time stuff. Touchdown, 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 Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, 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 baby,
Yes. What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, and it's a Victory Tuesday over here on Syndicate Sports Detroit. I am your host of Touchdown Detroit Lions. My name is Nick Harkson. Say what's up once you're in here, and we will get this thing rolling per usual. John Peterson, what's up? Go Lions. That's right. We had a big-time win this past Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. We took them down 52-14. Huge statement win. I mean, is it really a statement win, though? But, I mean, it was a good win. No matter what. It was a good win. Hatter's House, good to see you in here. Lions by a million. That's what I love to see. You know that. I come in here, to host this thing, but I hope to hear Lions by a million from Hatter's House every single week. It's always good to see you in here. But, yeah, everybody say what's up once you're in here, and we will get it rolling. Like I said, the Lions took down the Titans on Sunday 52-14 in a massacre. Special teams just on fire. Khalif Raymond, 5 returns, 190 yards, and a touchdown. And then he also got a receiving touchdown as well. 2 receptions, I believe 14 yards, and a tutty. So big day for Leaf. He deserves it. They call him the Iron Man. He got the game ball. You love to see it for guys like him. He's an all-around, just, team player, good teammate, nice guy. He deserves it. He's earned his time here in Detroit, and, he's definitely a Dan Campbell guy. And he stepped up when we needed him this week in the absence of Jameson Williams. So offense really didn't have to do a ton, Jared Goff only had, I believe, 85 passing yards. He was 12 for 15, 85 yards with 3 touchdowns. Hendon Hooker, 2 for 3, 6 yards. And David Montgomery getting in on the action. 1 for 1, 3 yards with a tutty to Sam Laporta. You love to see the trick plays. Ben Johnson told you. He said there's more where that came from. The well runs deep is what the man said. And he went out there and he proved it. Hatter's House says right here, I'm going to read the comments while we're here, but it's a nice sunny day here in Southern California, and even better when it's a Victory Tuesday. That's right, everybody. That's what we do over here on Touchdown Detroit Lions. We celebrate all week long until the next game. And today's Tuesday, so it's Victory Tuesday on Touchdown Detroit Lions. That's right. Mary Peterson, good to see you in here. I hope, I'm looking much more refreshed this week. I got some sleep. Hopefully you're not too concerned about me this week, Mary. That's, yeah. I work overnights, and sometimes I don't get as much rest. But this week, I can promise you, I'm refreshed and ready to go. A huge Lions win, a comfortable Lions win helps. You're not as stressed out on Sunday watching them in a close game like it was against Minnesota, coming down to the wire and have a Legatron having to end it off for you. But, yeah, this week, much more comfortable. I was, started off a little rocky with the defense, making, God dang it, making Rudolph look like Tom Brady out there for a little bit. Him and Ridley were just on fire. We couldn't stop Ridley for the life of us. But then we got it figured out, and they couldn't do anything. But it was a close game there for a little bit. But, yeah, we wore them down, did what we had to do. I think it was only a matter of time before we ran away with it, and that's what happened. Montgomery started off the game, absolute beast mode once again, dragging people into the end zone for a touchdown. He was angry. He was angry with the way that he played the week before, giving up a fumble that was returned for a touchdown, almost cost us the game. Didn't have the best of games against Minnesota, so he wanted to prove a point, and I love how they just started off the game with him and got him bulldozing through the Titans defense, who I believe the announcers said was the number one defense in the league coming into that game, and we demolished them. I mean, we absolutely just manhandled them, but it did help big time. Like I said, the start of this episode, the return game, special teams. Special teams were the key to this game. That and the turnovers. We had 4 turnovers. You got to give it up for the defense. Nowatzki stepping in, for injuries already, and then Emrod went out, so he had to play a lot more this game than it was expected. But I think he did a nice job filling that void, and he got an interception himself. Kirby Joseph coming away with another interception, and that was his 13th career interception. First player, I believe, in let me make sure this before I spew it out. But I believe that Kirby is the first player in NFL history to have 13. Here we go. The NFL's first safety to produce 13 interceptions in a player's first 3 career seasons. Kirby Joseph. What a beast. What another steal. He wasn't a first or second round pick. I believe he was 3rd out of Illinois. Another just gem that Brad Holmes found, who I think we definitely need to re-sign and bring back. I know a lot of people are like, we can let go of Kirby when his time's up. But, I mean, numbers speak for themselves. Yes, he has given up some plays, but he's young. He's in his 3rd year, and he's the first safety in NFL history to have 13 interceptions through his first 3 years, and I guarantee you he's going to have more as this season goes on. So, congratulations to Kirby. Shout out Kirby. Having a huge year. He's got 5 picks on the year. Brian Branch with 4. So the safety duo is just insane there. You love to see it. You love to see it. But another interesting stat that our offense is doing, that we're going to go back to offense now, but they're doing a great thing. 24 offensive touchdowns to 19 incompletions over the last 5 games. That is an insane stat. So shout out Goff, shout out the offense, shout out Ben Johnson. Because 24 offensive touchdowns and only 19 incompletions, that's crazy. That's unheard of. And I love that it's our team doing it. I absolutely love it. I see some more comments. Lady Lion, happy Victory Tuesday. Yes, good to see you in here. That's right, y'all. We got to celebrate this. It's a huge win. Lions are 6-1, top of the division, and that offense is rolling. Let's get into some more stats from the game. We only had 225 total yards and put up 52 points. Crazy. 5 for 5 in the red zone, though. When your return game sets you up, on the other side of the 50 almost every time, or when you're not and Gibbs runs for 70 yards on a run, it's going to make it easy on guys like Jared Goff and the rest of the offense that day. But they're having fun out there. I mean, everybody was eating. Brock Wright got a touchdown. Sam Laporta. It was National Tight Ends Day, so both the tight ends got some tutties. It was great to see. Montgomery, of course, ran one in. Gibbs ran a huge one in. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught one. I mean, everybody was getting to eat that day. It was amazing. Khalif caught one in and returned one. Khalil Dorsey almost got one on a kickoff return. I mean, we were just having a heyday. I don't think it was their intention to come out and absolutely just blow out the other team and humiliate the Titans. I don't think that was their intention. It just happened. When you're set up in the red zone right away that many times, you got to go for it. And we were just running it a lot of the times too. So, Dan Campbell did give them a lot of credit. And it could have been a lot closer. If we don't get that goal line stand down there at the end of the half and they score and then they get the ball at half, they score and they make it a 1-possession game going into the half. And then let's say they come out and they score again. It's a way different ball game. So huge credit to the defense there at the end of the half. to get that goal line stand. And I think that completely, saved the game for the Lions. And not saved it, but made it a completely different game because you go in there, they have some momentum rolling if they score. Instead, we stop them. We got the momentum, and we just keep, taking it to them the rest of the game after that. Pretty much. But, there was, the defense. Yeah, they were good for the most part. Had a lot of turnovers. The pass rush wasn't the best from the defensive line, and we'll get into that. But yeah, Reeder, I think, showed up pretty big for us. I think Jack Campbell played a nice game. Lee McNeil was a force. We did, we were getting to the quarterback, but it was a lot of pressure when we were blitzing the linebackers and safeties and corners and whatnot. It wasn't the worst. I thought that Muhammad, who we brought up, did decent. I think Dan Campbell likes what he did, and they're going to keep rolling with him. But, another unfortunate injury that happened this game. Nothing too serious, thank goodness. But Rodrigo went out with an ankle injury, and he was out for the majority of the game. But he did avoid a high ankle sprain. They don't think it's going to be significant time. He is probably going to miss this week against the Packers, but I think we'll be okay. Nowoski looks like he can fill that void pretty well. But it does thin up the linebacker room a little bit just this week. So, it is what it is. Next man up. You hate to lose Rodrigo for this game, but luckily it's not a season-ending thing. At least that's what it's sounding like. We'll know a lot more tomorrow when the injury report comes out, but we avoided a lot of huge injuries. Nothing like it's been the last few games where we had some catastrophic season-ending injuries. So good that we're not getting any more of those, at least this week on defense, because we just can't afford it. It's part of the game, yes, but my goodness, we have been plagued on defense this year. All right, another interesting fact from the game. Jahmyr Gibbs on that 70-yard touchdown went 22.03 miles per hour. Second fastest speed by a ball carrier this season. Crazy. All right, but let's get into it. Hey, what's up? Bond Entertainment. Good to see you in here. Hey, yo. Hatter's House says 6-1, first time in Super Bowl era. That's right. The last time we were 6-1 was 1956. So this is great. If we can finish this off, build Dan Campbell a statue, make sure it looks like him, not like the Dwayne Wade one. Have you seen the Dwayne Wade statue? Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for the man Dwayne Wade. When they revealed it, he kind of just looked at it and he was like, yeah, it's bad. It was bad. So when we build the Dan Campbell, the Goff statue after we get our Super Bowl with these guys, make sure we get the guy who did, or the gal, whoever did, the team that did the Barry Sanders one, because the Barry Sanders one is solid. Looks like him. I saw it in person. It's sick. That Dwayne Wade one, whew. My God. All right, back to Lions news. Christian Mahogany activated to the Lions 53-man roster. That means that we are back to 53 men on the roster. It is full. That's good news. You love to see that. That's a rookie. He was battling through illness all camp, pretty much preseason, the start of the season. It's kind of crazy that he was sick that long. And he even, I think, was out this last game with an illness as well. But he's back. He's on the 53-man roster. Good to see. Add some more depth to that line. I don't think it means, anything for our starting offensive line. I think we will see some guys once again being rested tomorrow, like Ragnow, Decker, Glasgow. The vets, they're going to be resting. So don't get discouraged when you see them, not practicing on Wednesday. But they do always do a good job of saying it's a rest day and letting you know. But do we know when Pascal is returning? Yes. I think Pascal will be back this week. He was just dealing with an illness this past Sunday. it happened later in the week, something that he just couldn't beat come game time. And he didn't, want to risk anything, put himself out there and go at like 50 to 60, 70%. Josh Pascal is somebody who's had some illness in the past. I think he's battled cancer and he's beaten it. And so he's out here. They always want to be precautionary with him when he's got an illness going on. So I think it was more of that. And he will be back this week, I'm assuming, I hope. Like I said, we'll find out more tomorrow when they release the injury report. But I do believe he should be good to go. It was just a sickness. Yes, he was banged up and kept coming out and going back in against Minnesota. So people were thinking maybe it was something with that. But it was just an illness. So I think, it's like Brian Branch. He missed one game to illness this year. Going to be the same with Pascal this week. So I think he's back. I think he will be back this week. Nothing huge concerning there with him. No big time injury. Just he was ill. And hopefully, it's just a regular illness. So that should be the deal. Nate P says, speaking of injuries, has there been any info about Goff's ankle? That seemed to be a minor issue. Hope it remains a minor issue. Yeah, so he was asked about it after the game. They said, is it going to be anything moving forward? He goes, no, nothing to worry about. I think they were just being precautionary, putting the heating and cooling on it on the sideline just to keep it, loose so he can stay out there. You don't want it to tighten up during the game. Yeah, you did see when he was going down early on when he was getting sacked, it kind of rolled a little bit. But I think that Goff will be good to go. We got some good trainers. He's not concerned about it. They just had a Halloween party last night. He was out there as Ricky Bobby. I don't know if you saw it. Him and his wife, they played the Ricky Bobby characters, and it was funny to see. If you haven't seen that, go check it out on socials. Amon-Ra was Chucky. I think the D-backs were all the men in black. It was funny. But, yeah, Goff should be good. Maybe he'll be a little tender, but he's going to be good to go on Sunday. Nothing to be worried about there. He said it after the game immediately, and if he's partying, at a Halloween party, I'm assuming that he's good to go and will be fine for Sunday. So, it's probably going to be tender, but he went the rest of the way. He was planting on it. He was passing on it the whole entire game. I trust he's good to go. He's going to be tough. He's not going to tap out like an Anthony Richardson. Nothing, no shot at him. I didn't mean to say that. That it's tough being a quarterback in this league. Who knows what's going on with him? Maybe he's mental, but Goff will be good to go. Yeah, no problem, Nate P. No problem. All right, so let's do it. How do you guys feel about the pass rush after that week? Do you think we're going to be good to go for the rest of the season? Do you think we still need to make a move? Do you think that Brad makes a move? That's been the question. All these other teams, all these top teams are going out and getting people. You saw the Chiefs. They got Hopkins, and then they made a move for Josh Uche from the Patriots this week, a pass rusher who the Lions could have went after and gotten. They didn't. Then you see the Ravens. They picked up a wide receiver today, which was kind of questionable to me. Maybe that does help them out, but their defense really needed help, and they went out and got a wide receiver. So, some of these teams, these bigger teams who are going out and making moves, maybe it's not always the right move, too. So don't get caught up in the media with them like, oh, Deontay Johnson, he's going to the Ravens. An amazing move. They're even better now. Well, their offense was already great. It was already on fire, and their defense was the problem. So, I don't think that makes the Ravens any better. I think that makes them the same. Maybe it's a more reliable target for Lamar Jackson, but I thought that their offense was already good. So, some of these moves, the Bills, they went out and got Cooper. I think that that's a good move for them. And they're top teams. They're making moves. We're a top team. A lot of people want us to go out and get somebody. But the question is, there are people out there, but are they the right fit? And are teams willing to let go of these players for the right price? Brad is all about, making the right move for the right price. He doesn't want to overpay for anybody. And, it's got to benefit us. It's got to be the right person. They got to fit the Dan Campbell style. And probably a friendly deal as well. Or hopefully somebody that we can negotiate their contract, next year or, keep him for a few years or something. But they're looking into all the right things. And, a lot of people, they're like, well, let's go get this guy. They've probably called about some people, and the teams are like, no, we're not going to give him up for what you want him for. We want a second, and they're like, no, we're not giving up this. So there's a lot of behind the scenes things that we don't know about that, they can't just make these moves without it takes two to tango. Let's go with that. And Dan said it. Brad's out there trying. It's not that he's not trying, but it has to be the right move. It has to make sense. And the other team has to be willing to play ball as well. And we have to, maybe we're not willing to part with as much as what they want for a lot of these players. But there's still some pass rushers out there. We still got time. I see the other Browns edge rusher. I heard Myles Garrett is out of the question. I've heard Max Crosby is out of the question. Both owners have expressed that Myles Garrett is not going to be traded, and Mark Davis said that Max Crosby is not going to be traded. So we think they're out of the picture. They probably are. Max did have 0 pressures this past week, so maybe he pissed off Mark Davis, and maybe Mark will change his mind. I highly doubt it. I think he's going to be a Raider for life. But, Za'Darius is still there on the Browns. Landry is still there on the Titans. I kind of like that Key guy. I believe that's his last name. He was coming off the edge. He got the first sack on Goff. I believe he got to him a few times, but he was getting past Decker with ease. I wouldn't mind going after him either if he plays the way that he did against us. But there's still some key guys out there. Trey Hendrickson is another one who wants to be traded if the Bengals aren't doing well. And if they lose this weekend, he could become a real deal option. Now, I think that we do wait till after this week because we can get somebody maybe for a little less than what we would have to give up prior to this week, because certain teams right now are sitting at an interesting position to where they, if they win this weekend, then yeah, they can start to make a run to try and get to the play, like a wild card spot, or maybe even still win their division, because some of these divisions aren't as competitive as ours this year. But if they lose, then they're like, it's time to sell. We're at that point. They got to make a decision. Trade deadline is a week from today. So I think we wait it out no matter what. But I think that, they're feeling the urgency. I think that they're on the phone. But I don't know if a deal gets done. I hope one gets done. I really do. But I'm not sure that we do. I think that they're fine and content with competing with the team that they have right now. Dan Campbell said it on the radio this morning. He goes, you guys are reading too much. He said, you're wasting your energy, is what he said. The jumping up and down gesture, that was nothing. That was just him. He said, Dave asked a question. He didn't get the answer he wanted, so he answered the same way, but jumped up and down the second time. And that's pretty much all it was. He said, you guys are wasting your energy looking too far into this. So it's not a guarantee we get anybody. I think that they do know that they need help, but they're not going to go out there and get rid of the future for somebody who could, potentially get us to that next level of pass rush and help us get to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl. They probably feel like they can already do it. The offense is firing on all cylinders, but to me, you can't play this way and win this way forever. It's going to come to a point where you play some really good teams, especially in the playoffs, and it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a 24-21 game. It's going to be a 24-23 game, a 1-point game where your defense is going to have to come away with it. And do we have the defense to stop everybody right now? They've proven that they can do it. With this, Brian Branch stepping up, Kirby Joseph coming away with interceptions. We're creating turnovers, so that does help in the absence of Hutch. We're never going to replace Hutch. But yes, I do feel like we need to go out and get a pass rusher still. If we don't, I think we still have a team that can win the Super Bowl this year. Dan Campbell said it best. You look around the league, a lot of people are banged up. A lot of teams are injured in key spots. So you got to attack those weaknesses. Everybody's got, he said, a wart that they're trying to cover up. And so he made a good point there. No team is perfect. No team is in perfect health. It's how the league works. So you got to go out and win with the squad that you got, and they feel confident with it. So Don't be shocked if they don't make a move. I want them to make a move. I see some comments going off. I'm stepping over to see what you guys got to say. Nate P, I really hope we get some help. Even a smaller name would make me feel a little better about the pass rush. Yeah, just, go out and get a few more people. I just don't think Houston's it. He did start to get a little bit more of his bend. I think he's feeling a little bit more comfortable, which is good because he hasn't been playing a lot of football. He's been injured a lot. So maybe it was just more of a comfort level thing because I did see him get back to his old style. He almost got to the quarterback. So maybe he's just building his confidence. But yeah, we do need some more help. Harpazzo, good to see you in here. I'm not 100% sure it works, but if we wait until after the Green Bay game, it will be something like 55% of a deal over 65% of a deal. Yeah, I agree. We got one more game, play your bluff. Be like, we don't need nobody. This is who we are. This is our identity. See how other teams play out. See if the Bengals lose. See how it plays out one more week and go get your guy. Harpazzo, I want Trey. Trey Hendrickson is the one who I think fits the best, especially because of his history with AG. Dan Campbell, he was there with the Saints. He played with Anzalone. They got history, so it does make the most sense to bring him over. Now, I think he is going to be expensive if we sign him to a deal after this because he wants a big-time payday. But if he comes over and he gets us what we want, sure, him and Hutch can play together for some years. You know what I mean? All right. But I want Trey too. Trey would be great. Nate P, Trey would be awesome, but I don't know if Brad will want to go for that price tag. Yeah, exactly. He wants a big-time payday after this year. He's already made it clear to the Bengals, trade me or pay me. And I don't know if the Bengals are going to pay him, so he wants to get traded to a team that's going to pay him. And will it be the Lions? I don't know. We're more about paying our in-house guys. We want to pay who we've drafted, which I like. Pay the guys who've been here. We still got guys like Hutch that we got to get locked up. Even though he's hurt, we got to lock up Hutch. And, there's plenty of guys. So bringing Trey over, maybe it's just a rental. I don't know. Either way, I'm down for Trey if we can make it happen and make it work logically for us. Nate P, I'm with you, though, dude. Trey would be a great addition. Yes, he would. What's up, Kim Fodderberg? Good to see you in here. John Doe, Max Miles, or Trey in that order, and Zadarius Smith. BR, Brad, this is what Hatter's House says. Brad will not mortgage the future. He has built this team for sustained success. That's a tongue twister. Sustained success. Sustained success. How now, brown cow? All right. Unique New York. But John Doe, they've already kind of made it clear. The Raiders and Cleveland have both gone out of their way to say that Max and Miles are both not available. Now, minds could change in a week. I feel like Mark Davis he thinks was his heart, his emotions. He does love Max, but, people were pointing out Max did have 0 pressures this last week. It was his first time since 2022 doing that. Maybe he's starting to loaf on purpose. Who knows? Trade deadline's a week away. Anything could happen. But from the sounds of it, Max and Miles are off the board. If the Bengals lose this week, I could see Trey Hendrickson being a real deal option. And then, of course, Zadarius Smith is a real deal option right now. They were talking about that on NFL Live right before I started this. They were saying, teams should be calling about him. They're willing to move him. I believe I don't know. I actually don't know. I shouldn't say I believe. But I hope that we've been on the phone for him, at least making a call, seeing what it would cost, maybe negotiating. I've also seen, the linebacker, I can't pronounce his name, from the Giants, but he would be a good addition as well. He's more of an edge rusher. They call him a linebacker, but he lines up there on the edge. That is a position, it's linebacker, edge. But I wouldn't be mad about that either. Anybody who can create some pressure more than what we got right now. I don't want to rely on Muhammad for the rest of the season. I think Pascal he can do some things, but no matter who we get, we still got to remember it's not going to replace Hutch. Nobody can replace Hutch. The guy is crazy. Yes, Aziz. Nate P. Yes, Aziz. Thank you. That is the guy who I'm talking about out of New York. A real deal option. They lost again last night. I could see him moving some pieces. So we did like him in training camp when we played against him. When we practiced against him, when we had the preseason game. He showed some promise, and I know Detroit did have some high praise on him. They like him. So we'll see. We've already seen what he can do. They already see his work ethic. If you want to be a competitor and be successful on Dabble's roster, even though the Giants aren't that good this year, he's kind of a tough coach too. You got to be a football guy. So I think that would be a good pickup for us as well. John Doe, Raiders traded Khalil Mack. Everyone has a price. Everyone does have a price, but is Brad willing to pay the price? I don't think he's going to give up firsts, like multiple ones. I think he maybe would give up one, second, and I'm not sure what Brad would part with. He loves his picks. He loves to build through the draft. The team is built for success for years to come, but you got to take your opportunity when you have this window. This is very rare to be this good, this dominant, and the rest of the NFC looking the way that they are. I mean, look, it's us. The Commanders are looking, I didn't mean to say that. The Commanders are looking really good with their rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. They're a real deal threat. Their offense is good. The Niners, don't count them out. They've started 3-4 multiple years and then went on, 10-game win runs after that. So I could see them doing something crazy like that. But we're definitely looking like the best team in the NFC by far. And when the window is open like this for us to go after a Super Bowl, you got to make the moves. You got to do what you got to do. We got to go out there and sell, and we got to get a guy. You can't win a Super Bowl without, a decent defense, a good defense. I think our defense is good, but we need that pass rush. We need to put pressure on the quarterback. And right now, it's not it. So I want to see us make another move. We were missing Pascal. Muhammad did show some promise. Maybe they get better as the year goes on. Dan Campbell does do a very good job of developing players. And with more reps out there on the field, real-time reps, you never know. But I still think we definitely need some help. Nate P., I didn't watch the game last night too closely, but as far as I remember, Warrior looked good against the Steelers. Talk about Amani. No. Ojulari. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Amani Warrior. Talk about Aziz. Yeah. He's a good guy. I think it would be a good pickup. I don't know why I saw a Warrior. It's just another hard name to pronounce. But yeah, I think it would be a good pickup for us if we went out and got him. I know, Nate. I know. I saw it. I corrected myself. I don't know why. It was a little dyslexic there at first, but yes. So how do you feel? I want to know from you guys in the comments, are we still a Super Bowl contender if we don't go and make a move for a pass rusher, before the deadline? If we don't get anybody, if this is the squad we're rolling with, if this is our team, are we still a Super Bowl contender? Are we still the favorite to come out of the NFC? Can we still win a Super Bowl? Can we beat the Chiefs if we face them? Can we beat the Ravens? Can we beat the Commanders to get to the Super Bowl? Can we beat? We're going to see if we can beat the Packers this week. And we're going to talk about that. I mean, we got the Vikings, but I think the Vikings are going to be in a decline. Now, yes, our offense is incredible. You heard Bill Belichick. I don't know if you did hear, but he had an interview with Jared Goff sometime yesterday. It was either evening or during the day. I don't know. But the interview happened, And he told Jared Goff, he said, I think it's pretty much impossible to stop your offense right now. He goes, the only thing that I would do if I was facing you guys would be to try to get these long, drawn-out drives to slow you guys down. He goes, but then you have an offense that can explode at any second. He goes, so you really can't do that. He was saying the blitz against you doesn't work. When you don't blitz, it doesn't work. But very high praise from one of the best coaches in NFL history, saying that he thinks it's impossible to stop the Lions' offense. So is the Lions' offense enough to win the Super Bowl? I think, if we put up 40-plus a game, yes, definitely. We're going to have some shootouts. I don't think our defense is really that bad either. The defensive line has been depleted this year with injuries. Pecco, Hutch, Davenport. We lose Barnes at linebacker, who rushes the passer well. It's just been, a terrible luck for this team when it comes to pass rush and injuries. But the linebackers have stepped up in a huge way, and our secondary is much, much better this year with the ball hawks at safety in Kirby Joseph and BB Brian Branch. And I think Terrion Arnold is getting better every week. I think he had a really good game this past game. He did, give up some catches, but he was right there, step for step, every single play. And he made a nice breakup on a big third down early in the game when the game mattered a little bit more. And, of course, Davis over there, Carlton Davis, he's a good cornerback. And Amik Robertson had some nice punch-outs. The D-back group is gritty, much better than last year. So I like that. And, of course, Jack Campbell, Anzalone holding it down, Nowaski stepping up in a big way. And we'll get Rodrigo back in about a week after the Packers game, maybe 2 weeks is what they're saying, is what they're thinking. So they're stepping up in a huge way, but, do we have enough to win the Super Bowl this year? I want to know. Jeremy says, hope we pick up something before Green Bay. Before Green Bay. Okay, so you want us to have somebody who's going in. And I know somebody who would be very hungry to come in and play against Green Bay. That would be Zadarius Smith. He used to play for him, of course. So that would be great to have him in there. Just put him in for pure pass plays, rush the passer. I think it would help. But I do see us waiting. I think that we could get somebody for cheaper if we wait. Let's say if the Browns lose again. Let's say the Bengals lose. Maybe somebody else is open that wasn't this prior week before the Green Bay game. I do know a lot of people are getting impatient. I'm one of them. I'm over here twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, are we going to make a move? Are we not? But I'm okay with waiting until next Monday or Tuesday as long as we make a move and it's the right move. But I wouldn't mind picking up somebody this week. I just think that we get somebody for a cheaper price if we wait until next week. That's all I'm saying. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's going to cost more because they're going to be like, you want this guy? Hey, you got until, this time today. Make it happen. Nate P, yes, we're contenders, but that's a big hole just ready for opponents to exploit. I agree. Yeah. Dan Campbell did say, though, every team's got their warts that they're trying to cover up. This is ours. We got to exploit everybody else's, too. I do like how we have an offense, though, that can go into a shootout with anybody, everybody. We can battle with you. You want to go point for point? We got that type of offense. And, credit to the team putting up 52 without J-Mo out there, too. Yes, it's the Titans, but I said it earlier. The announcer said that the Titans were the number one ranked defense coming into that, which is crazy because of their record. But when you look at yards and points given up, they were up there. So we did very well against one of the better defenses in the league. Pry, what's good? Zadarius or Arden Key would be good. Yes, Arden Key was very impressed with him against us. A few times, Decker couldn't even touch him. He just went swoop right underneath him, ran around him. And I liked what I saw out of him. He only had 2.5 sacks going into that game, but he's got a good amount of pressures. And that's what he does. He pressures the quarterback, and that's what we need. We don't need somebody to sack the quarterback, the way that Hutch was going to do it, or, sacks are good. We do need sacks from the defensive line, don't get me wrong. But to just get pressure on the quarterback a lot of the times, get in their face, make them get rid of the ball sooner than they want to. That's what we need. Hutch was the leader in that going in. I think he even, I don't know about now, but going into this last week, he was the leader in pressures and QB hits still. And he hasn't played for a few weeks. But, we just need somebody getting in the quarterback's face. We can't be giving them as much time as they've had over the last few weeks where they can just sit back there and, it's too much. Like I said, Rudolph in the first few drives was looking like Tom Brady hitting Ridley with ease, and just it was too easy for him. So I do feel we need to get somebody, but Zadarius Smith I would love, or Arden Key. I was really impressed with him against us. I would like to go after him for sure. Lady Lion, yes, Super Bowl is the goal. That goal hasn't changed. I believe everyone is still all in on it. Oh, yeah. The team is for sure. They asked Amon-Ra St. Brown how he feels about the team, and he's still way high on them, and they should be. They're 6-1. They just steamrolled a few teams. They beat Minnesota in a tight game. They've proven that they can win, in many different ways. They faced adversity against Minnesota. They came back. They won, and with the last-second field goal after giving up, a fumble for a touchdown. So they've proven they can bounce back. They've proven they can blow out teams. They can win when they're not playing well at all. So I know they believe, but Amon-Ra St. Brown specifically said, he goes, this is the best team that I've been on since being here. He goes, I think we're a little bit better than last year even, and we had a really good team last year. So they definitely believe, and, if he's saying this is the best team he's played on and they're better than last year, and they made it to the NFC Championship last year, then of course they feel like they can get to that next level for sure. Joseph, what's up? Contracts about games played next week makes more sense. Yes. Both Pry, Chechi. Oh, that would be great to get both. You're talking about Pry saying that they wanted, where was that comment? I can't find it now. But they wanted, there it is, Zadarius or Arden Key is what they said. So one or the other. But to get both, sorry, my allergies every week. I just told my grandmother this at some point in the show. They start going off. I don't know what it is. A Minnesota Bears fan or Packers fan must have joined the group and not said anything yet because I'm allergic to those fans, of course. But my allergies always go off, and they're fine the rest of the day. But it's always during the show. All right. But yeah, I think he was just saying one of those pass rushers, either Zadarius Smith or Arden Key. But if we got both, that would be great. That would be great. All right, so let's get into it. Okay. We got some comments. Cassandra Braden, how many other teams do you think want Smith or Key? There's probably a good amount. I saw that Minnesota is looking for another pass rusher. There's a good amount of teams. The Ravens need to shore up their defense a little bit more. There's plenty of teams who need to go out and make moves, who still feel like they got a chance to make a run and will definitely sell and don't mind selling the house, unlike Brad. I don't. Brad loves his picks. He will not jeopardize the future. We've talked about this. So, there might be better offers on these guys. Now, if these guys had their choice, where would they want to go? I would hope they'd want to go to the Lions, help us out. But yes, there are probably other teams calling on these people. So we got to be willing to pull the trigger, make the move. Zadarius Smith did make it, like he vocalized, he would love to play for the Lions this year, to go up and face Minnesota twice. He can't do that now. The Packers twice, the Bears twice. Of course, he used to play in the NFC North. I'm not sure, they don't tell you who and how many teams are contacting these other teams about certain players. They just say, we have word that teams are contacting, about this. They don't say, who. Always, they're just like, there's interest from this. So I guarantee you there are other teams, but how many? I can't give you a definite answer. I just know that there's probably a couple, at least, other than us. John Peterson says, go Dodgers sweep. All right, hey, we're talking football here. We're talking football. Joseph, hard to argue with what Brad has been doing. Yeah, I mean, you got to trust Brad Holmes. People do get frustrated with him with his midseason trades or lack thereof. Last year, Donovan Peoples-Jones, underwhelming trade, didn't work out for us. We had a wide open spot for him to fill this year, and he couldn't do it. So, didn't work out there. So, who knows? We'll see what happens. Nate P., how would we feel if we traded for David Ojabo, reunite Hutch with his fellow college pass rusher? I probably, butchered that last name. He's a Michigan guy. I know that. Wouldn't mind it. Like I said, any help right now is better. That wouldn't be my top priority or top pick. They do have chemistry. Him and Hutch next year would be a fun thing. Any help. I'm here for it. Whatever works. I'm going to trust Brad. Just go make a move. That's all I ask. Show that you care. Show that you're trying. Dan promises that he's trying, so I'll trust that. Cassandra says, could we get into a bidding war over these mid-level guys? I don't know. I don't think that we're going to give up too much. I think that's another thing here too. Maybe there was a bidding war for Josh Uche and we were just like, you know what? Have him. We're not going to give up more. You want to give up that much for him? Go ahead and give it. We're only willing to give up, a six or so. You know what I mean? Like Brad has his own mindset. He has his formula. He knows what he's going to get into. And I don't see Brad getting into that. No, I don't see him doing that unless it's a guy we really, really love and really, really want. I don't see him trading away or giving up more than what he originally would have. Now, maybe he'll bluff. Maybe he'll be like, okay, we'll do this. And then these guys are like, well, we'll do this. And then like all along he had a better pick to give up in mind. And he's like, well, we got this. And now we look like the better one and they give it to us. I don't know. Brad's smart. He knows what he's doing. I trust what he's going to do, but I don't think that he will get into a bidding war. I think that he would let anybody else give up more than they should for one of the mid-level guys. We're not going to give up. We're not going to jeopardize the future. We're not going to give up too much. We'll give up what it's worth, what Brad feels like it's worth. And if somebody else wants to give up more, then he's going to let it do it. He's going to let him do it. He's not going to be like, okay, I'll push the button this time. I'm going to push the boundaries. I'm going to go against my formula, what I normally do, just because we need help there. I don't see him giving up more than what he would go into with. If he's thinking, I'm only giving up a fourth max for this guy, and somebody's like, well, we'll give him a third. We're not going to give up a better third. No way. So it could be definitely other teams trying to war with us. Like they might try to undercut our deal, but I don't see Brad going to war with anybody. Nate P., I don't think a bidding war is good over mid-level guys. No. Not mid-level. Nope. If it was Max Crosby, if it was Myles Garrett, yeah, I could see it a little bit more there. But Zadarius Smith and Arden Key, if somebody's going to give up more than what we want to give up, we're going to let them go to that team. That's just all it is. That's how it goes. All right. We got the Packers this week. Divisional rival in Green Bay. We got some injuries. They got some key injuries. They could potentially be without their quarterback, Jordan Love, who suffered a groin injury this week. They're saying it's nothing too serious, but he might not practice this week. He might not play this week. If that's the case, we face Malik Willis, who has stepped in and played a good backup role in the place of Jordan Love being injured this year. I believe he is undefeated as a backup quarterback. So either way, we're getting a quarterback who has won this year. We've never played against Willis. I do believe Jordan Love is the better quarterback. But we cannot underestimate the Packers if Malik Willis is in there at quarterback. They're at home. They're going to have that home field advantage. Yes, we have beaten them in Green Bay a few times, and it feels so nice. But we got to go in there, and we got to take care of business. This is once again for first place in the NFC North. The second game that we've played this way, of course, we just beat Minnesota to take over the division. But now Green Bay is in that same position we were in, and if they beat us, they move to first place. They are sitting at second at 6-2. So we have to absolutely go in there and win this one to stay on top of this very competitive division. Now, they have some other key injuries. Alexander, their good D-back, did get hurt on the last play of the game, I believe, there for them this past week. He's questionable to play this week. And they have some other key injuries. I'm not, real sure on who's going to be questionable, who's not, other than those two. That's all they spoke on. We're going to know more tomorrow when the injury report is released. But I know they're banged up. I know that we came out of this game pretty clean, other than Rodrigo. But we're going to be missing J-Mo. Of course, we're going to be missing the guys who are already on IR, and we're going to be missing Rodrigo. But they are possibly going to be missing Jordan Love, Alexander, and maybe some other key guys. So should be a good matchup. Both teams finding ways to win. Now, I don't think, have faced the level of competition that we have quite yet. So we're going to see, how real the Packers are this week. It's another road game. It's another test. Of course, it's going to be a tough one. It's the division. It's always tough. But as long as we can control the line of scrimmage, get that run game going like it has been, be able to use our play action pass, I feel like we take this one once again, no matter who is in there at quarterback for the Packers. I think this is going to be a much closer game than the Titans game. Let's go ahead and get those predictions in there. If you want to give your score prediction for this week, I got the Lions winning. We're going to put up some more points, but I think it's going to be a shootout this week. But I have us winning 38-31. Lions 38-31 over the Packers in Green Bay. Jared Goff going to go off. Another plus 140 passer rating performance. Gibbs going to have a big day on the ground. Montgomery going to ground and pound. It's going to be another good day, I think, for the Lions. I got us winning 38-31. Get your score predictions in there. Going to be much closer. Division opponent, but we got one score prediction. John Peterson says Lions 31, Pack 24. So you got us winning by a touchdown there. That's, same me. I think I just went up a level from there. But Hatter's House Lions by 1 million. Love to see it. As always. But yeah, what do you got? You got us staying on top of the division, going 7-1, or do you got us falling to the Packers? You can be honest. We're all here. It's a long season. Things are going to happen, but I do see us still being in pristine shape. I don't think anybody can stop us on offense. This is a division opponent. It's going to be black and blue, bloody game, but we're built for that. We're ready for it. We're better on the line. I think we're ready to go, and I think we take this one. Lady Lion says 35-21 Lions. I like that. Gibbs on top. I love that name. Lions 37, Packers 18. I like that even better. A nice, comfortable win. I love those comfortable wins. This past Sunday, I was just relaxing. I was sitting back, had some snacks going. My dog chilling with me. Wasn't upset that I was streaming at the TV. He was he was more relaxed too. So I love those big time wins. But looks like we're all agreeing Lions win. It will be tough. It's always tough to go into Lambeau and take away a win. But since Dan Campbell's been there, we have owned the Packers, and I don't think things change this Sunday. But all right, we're approaching the hour here, and that is usually when I get out of here. If we ain't got no more questions or no more score predictions, then I'm going to go ahead and leave you for the day. But Gibbs on top says, I'm so excited for this game. Me too. I love playing the Packers. I hope we go out there and just dominate. Got a lot of Packers friends who, I stay quiet until after the game, but they don't. They like to run their mouth. Same with Bears and Vikings fans. I always like to wait till after the game. This is the most talking I do, but I'm not really talking a lot of crap here. I do think that we're going to win. I said that. I'll say that, but I'm not out here, saying, oh, you guys, I'm not talking like they're talking. You should see the crazy things that they say. But I let the Lions talk for us because they can do that now. But I am very excited for this game as well. But yes, we'll see what happens the rest of the week. Anything could happen today. I don't think any breaking news has happened while I've been on here. I'll check one more time before I'm out of here. But let's see. Oh, holy crap. In Detroit, police are investigating why Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams avoided arrest on possession of a firearm without a concealed pistol license. Is that why he got suspended? Uh-oh. Not good. Police are investigating. I'm going to read this one more time. This is 8 seconds ago I saw this. Police are investigating why Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams avoided arrest on possession of a firearm without a concealed pistol license. J-Mo, what the heck are you doing, man? What the heck are you doing, J-Mo? Somebody got to get him out of his own way. Here's the official statement. Statement from the Detroit Lions. Jameson made us aware immediately that he was a passenger in a routine traffic stop on October 8th. We discussed the incident with him and have kept the league informed of what we know. We understand he was released without incident or citation. It is now understanding that the Detroit Police Department is revisiting the matter. Jameson has hired an attorney, and we will not be commenting any further out of respect for the legal process. J-Mo, what are you doing? J-Mo. God dang it. All right, well, J-Mo in the news for more bad news. When you get to the league, you got to let go of your old friends. You got to let go of your old friends. They're going to drag you down. They have no good intentions for you. They're still going to be on their stupid stuff. You're an athlete now. You're in the NFL now. Drop them. Pay them to get out of your life. Because this is going to ruin your career. J-Mo, what the heck are you doing, kid? What the heck are you doing? All right. Well, didn't want to end the show that way. But I still got the Lions winning on Sunday. Look how we did without J-Mo this past week. 52 points. Didn't matter. I love the kid. But get your crap together, J-Mo. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Tuesday, 5 p.m. Detroit time, 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. I am Nick Harkson for Touchdown Detroit Lions over here on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Enjoy your week. Let's go Lions. Beat the pack. Peace.
Touchdown Detroit Lions!